to all the sections of the people of this country, the need to save the democracy by rejecting the Modi-BJP RSS combined government and to elect the India alliance. Prime Minister belied the expectations of every sections of our society. Guarantee of 2 crore jobs, doubling of the farmers' income, curbing the black money, all remains as a jumla. Top 1% of the Indian population owns more than 40.5% of India's wealth, while the bottom 50% of the population possess only 3% of the wealth. In 2022, the share of the unemployed youth in total unemployment population was 82.9%. A recent judgment of the Supreme Court on electoral bond has exposed the myth of there is no corruption in Modi's government. The PM Care Fund is another area where there is no transparency and the data will not be given to any public, the government. Tamil Nadu being the pioneer of the social justice movement that is being pursued and implemented under the revolutionary leadership of Tandai Periyar and Justice Party leaders, the present leader of the Periyar movement, respected Asiriyar Ayya, has thought it fit and necessary to give his voice and address to the nation, to all the sections of the people of this country, the need to save the democracy by rejecting the Modi-BJP RSS combined government and to elect the I.N.D.I.A alliance. In terms of numbers, this is the 18th general election. But my dear friends, this is not to be treated as a routine election where we elect a party or parties to form a government. This election is not about change of mere a government at the center. It is about an ideology. What form of governance we want to have at the center? A secular, democratic republic as mentioned in our Indian Constitution, or an autocratic government. It is really sad that the BJP government under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi got absolute mandate both in 2014 and in 2019. He promised progress and development. Achhe din will come, he said. But Prime Minister belied the expectations of every sections of our society. His promises, assurances, that is the guarantee of 2 crore jobs, doubling of the farmers' income, curbing the black money, all remains as a jumla. Achhe din has not happened. Instead, inequality, unemployment and inflation has increased, leading to sufferings of all the people. Axim India's report published on the opening date of the 2023 World Economic Forum in Paris, Switzerland, on inequality in India finds that the top 1% of the Indian population owns more than 40.5% of India's wealth, while the bottom 50% of the population possess only 3% of the wealth. Household debt has increased multifold. On the other hand, household savings has dipped to the lowest level of 5%. In 2022, Indian Railways made an advertisement calling for jobs, non-technical jobs, to the extent of 35,000. Nearly 1 crore 25 lakh applications has come for those non-technical posts, which means the jobs are related to manual scavenging, cleaning, and other manual work. For this, nearly 1 crore 25 lakh applications has come, shows the magnitude of the unemployment problem. People were queuing up in jobs to go to Gaza, a war zone, despite the fact that war is going on and death is imminent. But the candidates, when asked, they said that instead of dying in India without a job, we will go to Gaza and get some money for our family, even though we may die at a later date. In 2022, the share of the unemployed youth in total unemployment population was 82.9%. The I.N.D.I.A report mentions that the share of the educated youths among all the unemployed people increased 11.5% from 54.2% in 2000 to 65.7% in 2022. Prime Minister says that India is positioned as Vishwaguru in the global order. But India's ranking in the key global index, either it be Human Development Index, per capita income, Global Hunger Index, World Press Freedom Index, Gender Disparity Index, Environmental Performance, everything our position is in the last level only. It is the dismal story of failure and incompetence on the part of the Prime Minister and his government. On the social justice front, I would like to mention only two instances that exposes the attitude of the government at the center today. Number one, Modi government gave an affidavit in the Supreme Court of India saying that they will not implement 27% reservation in the All India medical quota seats. Even though constitutional provision is there, order is there. Number two, in the lateral entry appointments, the government has the audacity to inform the parliament that they will not implement reservation policy for the OBC, SC, ST, and they will induct private sectors to the level of deputy secretary and joint secretary. This is the attitude of the government in respect of social justice. Prime Minister Modi promised 2 crore jobs, but nearly 10 lakh posts in the central government remains unfilled. There are backlog posts for OBC, SC, ST that was not filled up. There is unemployment problem everywhere, but his promise of 2 crore jobs was only in the letter. It was not at all implemented, and the sufferings of the youth of this country is seen everywhere. The CSDS Lokiti survey 2024 says that unemployment and price rise are the issues of most concern to the prospective voters today. The survey also reveals that more than half the respondents felt that corruption had increased in the last 5 years of the Modi government. The recent judgment of the Supreme Court on electoral bond has exposed the myth of there is no corruption in Modi's government. The PM Care Fund is another area where there is no transparency and the data will not be given to any public, the government says. Opposition parties have pointed out that the CAG report leveling serious charges of approximately 7.75 lakh crores in the handling of infrastructure projects. No discussion in the media because blanked out by the Modi government. The parliamentary democracy in Modi's government is on the deathbed. During this last 5 years, there was no deputy speaker in the Lok Sabha. Nearly 145 MPs have been shunted out of the parliament because they had the voice of dissent. On legislation of 3 farm laws, it was passed without any discussion, not even referred to any select committee. States ruled by the opposition parties are being treated like a municipalities, and the governors appointed by the central government are running a parallel government in those states. Welfare schemes for those states are being stopped by the Modi government. During this electioneering, Prime Minister Modi is not speaking what he and his government has done during these 10 years. Either he speaks of 1947 or he speaks of 2047. PM Modi and BJP government got absolute majority both in 2014 and 2019. But they have miserably failed in all the spheres, social, political and economical, which is the hallmark of our Indian constitution that speaks about democratic republic. Democracy is about discussion, debate and dissent. This is totally absent in this Modi's regime. Prime Minister says that 140 crores of the Indian population are his family. But there is a condition applied. Manipur and minorities don't come into the figure. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi in his recent election speech has rightly pointed out that there is an ideological battle in this country between Periyar's ideas of social justice and equality and RSS Modi-BJP ideas of divisive politics. This is the real danger to our democracy. The Indian constitution, which we the people have given to ourselves, in its preamble mentions about this principle of justice, social, economic and political. We the people includes people of all religions, people of all regions, people of all languages. This very idea of India is under challenge and threat today. If we don't care now, what you see in Manipur will happen in every state. It is good that the opposition parties have rallied under a common umbrella called India Alliance and fight the BJP as a single contender in many of the states. The manifesto of the Congress party and the DMK party speaks about social justice, federalism and inclusiveness. Let us act decisively. Before concluding my introductory speech, let me say that Dravidar Kazhagam, founded by Tandai Periyar, never contests elections. It invariably takes a political stand and campaigns for the party that upholds its ideologies. And our leader, respected I.N.D.I.A, who was associated with the Periyar movement since 1943, when he first delivered a speech as a 10-year-old boy, standing on a table in a meeting, has been an evergreen campaigner. Now at the age of 91, by going on whirlwind tour as a star campaigner of the DMK-led alliance in the state, canvassing against the BJP and its allies and in support of the DMK alliance in Tamil Nadu. Asiraya stood from April 2nd onwards for nearly 16 days, 27 public meetings in 24 Lok Sabha constituencies in Tamil Nadu, traveling in total 3,000 kilometers and an average of 225 kilometers a day, 1,250 minutes speech he has rendered during this campaign. So, I request our friends to listen to our great leader who has given a clarion call for the Indian society how to respond for this general election. Thank you.